Tank Dell of the Houston Texans injured his leg on Sunday against the Denver Broncos. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Dr. Stephen Wilson, and this channel was designed to further your understanding of sports injuries. When we go to the replay here, we can see Tank Dell, who's number 3 right here. He is lined up on the right side of the formation. As we go through the replay here, we can see how a Denver defender comes down on the back of the posterior portion of his leg. Now, when this happens, there's such a force that it causes Dell to lean to his left and backwards. In this frame, we can imagine how much pressure is on the back and lower part of his left leg, and it's significant enough to cause this body position right here. When we continue through the replay, Dell is then lost in the pile, and to make matters worse, we can see number 70 of the Texans come in at the end here and just add to the massive pile of humanity. Underneath all of this is Tank Dell with a broken leg. Now we'll look at the anatomy of a lower leg and understand exactly what the structure here that was fractured. According to the media release, Tank Dell suffered a left fibula fracture. So here's the picture of a lower leg bone. You have your big shin bone here, that is the weight-bearing structure, and it's called the tibia, and the smaller, more slender and supporting bone next to it is called your fibula. This is the bone that Dell fractured. Now you can imagine what might happen if you apply a lot of force onto the fibula, which is a long, slender bone. Now remember, Dell's left foot was on the ground, so it acts as a type of anchor, or it's somewhat fixating his left leg in a stationary position on the ground. Then you apply a force from behind onto that long, skinny bone. What can end up happening if the force is great enough is disruption of the strong outside cortical part of the bone, which is obviously called a fracture. A fracture can occur at different parts of the bone. The middle section here, which is typically the most thin, is called the diaphysis, and then the lower part of the bone, where it starts to kind of splay outwards here, becomes more thick. This is called the metaphysis, and then the end portion of the bone is the epiphysis. The seriousness of Dell's injury will depend on which section of the bone is fractured and what type of fracture occurred. A displaced or non-displaced fracture, or say a comminuted fracture, will dictate the treatment process, whether or not he requires surgery and the recovery time for Dell. Either way, Dell is going to miss some time. As always, thank you for watching.